guys, Sergeant First Class V here, back with another GCSS Army helpful tip video. So today, we've already completed our shop stock series on how to conduct an inventory from start to finish. So make sure you check out those videos. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Today, we're going to talk about MRP areas, okay? We're going to try to explain the different types of MRP areas. When I talk about MRP areas, I'm talking about PD, ZV, ZM, ZP, all right? What do these mean? What are they supposed to look like? And how do I set reorder points, safety stocks, etc., right? So we're going to talk about that today, all right? I'm going to give you a brief overview. So I got this PowerPoint here. If you would like a copy of this PowerPoint, just go ahead and reach out to me. Comment down below, and I'll get this to you. All right, just 1 second. All right, so shop stock. Okay, I call this shop stock logic, right? So the problem, numerous organizations have reported to the shop stock report BI Launchpad is not accurately portraying their organization's parts, right? So there's 4 different areas of MRP that we use, okay, which is your ZV, which is your demand supported. Now these lines are, they're based off demand analysis. So if you order a part, believe it's 3 times within 6 months, it becomes demand supported, right? So that's your ZV lines. Your command directed lines are the lines that your commander says, hey, we got to stock this. This is what I want, right? Your ZP lines are your professional new fielding. So most of us, unless we have some new fielding of equipment, we should not be using ZP lines. However, I know a lot of us just got issued the new pistols for the, to replace the M9. So it comes with 2 different pistol grips. So that second set of pistol grips should be on your provisional ZP shop stock listing, right? Then you got your PD, which is bench stock. Now, when PD, like everything the Army we order until we consume it, it's all PD, right? So your safety stocks and reorder points. So when we're talking about safety stock reorder points, your ZV lines are the only ones that actually have a reorder point, okay? And the only way to adjust reorder points or to change a ZV line in shop stock is to go through your SPO. There's a certain key code they use, and I listed it here, ZMM02 Fox, right? So you have to contact your SPO for that. That cannot be done at the unit level. However, your ZV lines, at the unit level, you do have the capability to turn off the replenish, so you can do that. Now your ZM, ZP, and PD operate stock levels and adjust by the maintenance manager level, okay? So you can do this right from your mat sit. Then, as you know, your bench stock is identified by an X on the mat sit and can be updated there as well. The same thing with your bin locations. Now I know a lot of us go through my workplace and we're able to assign, parts or material a bin location. You may be able to do that, but you're not actually updating the MRP area. So just keep that in mind, all right? So just a few rules with bench stock, right? If you ever seen this error where it says, hey, this does not meet the criteria as bench stock, right? So bench stock can only be set when these are met. CIIC code of U or J, the ARC is X for expendable, return indicator is non-repairable, and the MACAT, the second character is 2, which is stock funded. And these are your classes supply of 2, 3, 4, and 9. All right. So here's your material situation report. So if you were to right click, you're able to actually adjust these, right? But like I said, only ZV lines are the only ones that actually will have a reorder point in it. Okay. Now, your other lines can have a safety stock, but your ZV lines are the only ones that will actually have a reorder point or RP, okay? So stock logic, like I've had a unit reach out to me about a week ago. They keep turning in tires, they keep getting more tires. They turned in 12 tires, they get another 12. So the reason for that was they didn't capture that it was they had it as ZV, demand supported stock, right? So I had to go in the system and change it from ZV and actually fix the stock level or the replenish point on that, all right? So keep that in mind. So When we're talking about bench stock, make sure that we have that bolt indicator applied and the bin location added. Okay, that's a requirement for the bench stock. Now shop stock, right? You have a safety stock set, your bin location, or both, right? So that's how you determine if it's a shop stock. Now, like I said, your provisional stock is a bin location required, set to meet RO objectives. Should not have a bench stock indicator. Your ZP should not be set as a bench stock. Your ZM is your command directed stock, which is classified as shop stock by the MRP type. It does have a bin location, has a safety stock, and you should have a bin indicator applied. All right. So your ZV lines is your demand supported stock. It's classified as shop stock, but the bin location is required. The ROP is required to meet the requisition objectives. So I know it sounds a little confusing, but the more you play with the shop stock and you get the hang of the lines, you'll understand it. It's just the most important thing to remember is that your ZV lines are your demand supported. Okay, so if you're running your demand analysis like you're supposed to quarterly, you can capture this. Now from that screen, when you do it, you're able to automatically, you can adjust those stock levels and all that stuff. So keep that in mind. But like I said, make sure you're talking to your commander the way it's supposed to be, and this stuff is filed in accordance with ARMS and it's signed. Your ZM lines is your command direct lines, like I told you before, right? So if your commander wants you to stock something, make sure you have it in writing and there's documentation for it. We talked about provisional lines, which is your new fielding equipment. All right, unless you got brand new equipment, you should not be using ZP lines. PD is your bench stock when indicator is set. So, like I said, I want to show you an example of my unit's ZV lines, right? So I'm in the process of actually clearing some of these ZV lines out. But if you can tell, like, just because something is saying, hey, this is demand supported, doesn't mean you got to make it demand supported. All right, that's you and your commander's call. All right. Some of the stuff is nonsense, like nuts. It's adhesive, right? So make sure you're setting your shop stock correctly. All right, in the MRP type. And like I told you, ZV lines have a reorder point. They're the only ones that have a reorder point. All right. Everything else is going to have a safety stock level. And another thing about your stop stock, right? So if you're doing your turn-ins the correct way, which is actually turning them into the SSA and not just clearing them, you won't have all these Fox codes on your shop stock. You should not have any Fox codes. You should not be stocking anything that's unserviceable, right? So just keep that in mind. Like I was telling you before, this was the unit that the tires that kept coming in. They turn in some, they get some right back. So if you look, they had the MRP type set as ZV and the reorder point at 21. So that's crazy. Like, use common sense when you're looking at this, right? So I hope this video was helpful. I have another video coming out on demand analysis in the next few days, telling you how to actually run the demand analysis and how it all coincides and what all the numbers mean. Like I said, I hope this video was helpful. Leave your comments down below. If you'd like a copy of the slideshow, let me know and I'll get it to you. As always, go Ordnance. And guys, Sergeant First Class V here, back for another GCSS Army helpful video. So today, we're going to talk about turning on and off material replenishments within your MAT SID, okay? So I've had several units come up to me this past week saying, hey, all these parts are coming in, I don't know why. So it could be one of two reasons, really. So one, your ZV lines, right? Your demand supported. So that may be a reason. Or your safety stock levels are set for material and it's going to keep reordering and that material is going to keep coming in until your stock level is what you have it set at, right? So a couple things to keep in mind right off the bat, right? Your ZV lines, your demand supported, right? You cannot change those at the unit level. Those are conducted and changed and maintained at the SPO level. So if you need your reorder point set differently, or you need to change it from ZV to a different type, you need to contact your SPO, okay? Just keep that in mind. At the unit level though, you can change ZM, ZP, and PD. So ZM is your command supported, right? So that mean that all that's saying is, hey, the commander, or he delegated to a maintenance manager or some person saying, hey, we want to stock this item, right? Your ZP material types are all your new fielding equipment. I know for us, we just got the new pistols, so it comes with 2 different pistol grips. So that one pistol grip we put in our provisional stock, all right? And then lastly is your PD lines. So your PD lines is any parts you order in the Army, it all comes in PD unless it's specified as ZV, ZM, so forth, right? So without further ado, let's actually jump in GCSS Army here, and I'm going to show you how to turn replenish on and off. If you're new to the channel, make sure you check out the videos that have already been posted. The shop stock series is complete, and make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. So we're going to go to the material situation report. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to material management view. All you're going to do is type in your plant and your storage location, and you're going to hit enter. All right, let me sort this real fast so I can show you some better material here. All right, so if you look at this right here, it's going to tell you in this column replenish off. If an X is there, it means the material is actually off, okay? Keep that in mind. When you got your safety stock, right? Your safety stock is set, and then your reorder point. The only thing that takes a reorder point are your ZP lines. I'm sorry, your ZV lines. I'm sorry, your ZV lines. So from there, you can look and see if it's marked as a bench stock indicator and if there's a bin location there, correct? So how do we go about changing this? So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can actually highlight the whole row. You can either right click and go down to turn replenish on and off, or you can go right here to more functions and it'll pull open the same screen here, okay? So for example, you see the ZM, right? ZM line here, right? The safety stock is set at 1. So we want to return this off. We're just going to right click, turn replenish on and off. You'll hit off, and it's going to give you a green flag. Replenish flag has updated. All right. Let's go back. So one thing to keep in mind, right? So your PD lines. If your PD line is set with a safety stock, but it's not marked as bench stock or a bin location, you are not able to turn off the replenish. It's automatically turned off. So I'm going to show you. So here's a PD with a safety stock of 4, right? We're going to right click, go to turn off replenish, and let's see what happens. Materials with MRP type PD not marked as bench stock have been excluded. All right, so one thing to keep in mind, like I said, if you do not have the bench stock indicator marked, it's automatically replenish is turned off, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, like I said, your ZV lines can only be managed at the SPO level, but you are able to adjust the replenish, right? So here's a ZV line. So in order to turn a ZV line off, all you have to do is right click, go down to turn replenish on and off, and you're going to hit execute. Replenish flag is updated, right? And then to show you, all you got to do is refresh your screen, and you're going to see the replenish is turned off. So that's how you successfully turn off and turn on your auto replenishes. All right, so a couple things to keep in mind. If you still have parts that are coming in that the replenish flag is set off, it may be a few different other issues other than the auto replenish. Okay, so one, you're not closing the parts out properly, means you're not consuming them, right? Or your requisition or your manual reservation has not been consumed and not filled. All right, so just keep that in mind. So I hope this video was helpful. Like I said, make sure you check out the other videos that are posted. And like always, go Ordnance. Sergeant First Class V here, back for another GCS's Army helpful video. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you check out the videos that have already been posted. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Also, leave some comments down below. I'm always looking for new ideas or things that you guys want to learn, all right? So today we're talking about updating bin locations using ZBSU, Zulu Bravo Sierra Uniform. So this is one of many tools you can use to actually update bin locations. You can also use ZSU or AIT. However, with these three, you do not have the ability to update the MRP type area or set a stock level, right? So that's a separate video I did in the past. Make sure you check out that video as well. So without further ado, let's jump into G-Army here and learn how to use ZBSU. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go to our material situation report, right? To be able to know what item do we want to actually put on stock, right? So I'm going to go to material management view. I'm going to type in my plant, and I'm also going to type in my storage location, and I'm going to execute. Now make sure you check out the video I did on business rules, what the criteria is for shop stock, bench stock, and so forth. So if you look here at CIIC code, bench stock can only be Zulu, right? So it's not and it's important for shop stock, but you have to be able to know what the CIC code means because you do manage the CIC, okay? So we're going to do tray assembly feed. So I'm just going to double click on the material number. I'm going to hit Control C for copy. I'm going to back all the way out. And then I'm going to go into ZBSU. So from here, you're just going to put in your material number. You're going to put in your plant. Now, most of the time, your plant 2000 will auto-populate, but sometimes it may not. Just remember plant 2000. So we're updating for the type. We're updating a storage bin for it, and the storage bin we're just going to name remove 3. That way I know to go back in the system and remove it. Now, depending on the CIIC code, you can update it as bench stock and put the bench stock indicator on as well. So we're just going to hit execute. You'll hit a screen will pop up, and material bench stock storage bin changed from remove 1 to remove 3. All right, so we're going to back out. We're going to go back into our mat sit, and we're going to see what we just did. All right, there's our remove 3. This is the one we just added a bin location for. Now, like I said, keep in mind this does not change your MRP type areas, okay? So you're going to have to go into here and actually do that. Remember, Zulu Victor is only done at the SPO level. At the unit level, you do have the ability to change the ZM, ZP, and the PD MRP types, and you can also set the safety stock for those as well. All right, so keep that in mind. I hope you liked this video. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, make sure you check out the videos that have been done so far. Hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, go Ordnance. Back for another GCSS Army helpful tip video. So we've been following along. This previous week, we learned how to conduct a physical inventory from start to finish. So after all the inventory process is over, we're going to create our bench stock, shop stock, bin labels. So there's 2 different T codes you can use. You can use ZMAT label or ZLM55. All right, I'm going to show you how to do both. So without further ado, let's jump into GCSS Army here. All right, so start off first. If you're new to the channel and you had a chance, please check out the videos. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. So I'm going to teach you how to use ZMAT label first. All right, this is pretty easy to do. Now you can do this a couple different ways. You are going to need your plant, and you are going to need your S-Loc. Now, if you run the report like this, it's going to pull all of your materials for shop stock, bench stock, okay? However, if you only want to create a certain bin, all you have to do is put in the material number right here. And if you wanted to add more than one material number, you could just keep adding them right from there. Now, let's run it. So when this populates, this is all the material list in your bench stock, shop stock, okay? So keep in mind where it says the number of labels, okay? 3, 2, 5, 10. That's the amount of labels it's going to print. If you only want one label a piece, all you have to do is just put in one, right? Now, you can select all, print labels, right? So 5163 are the 2x5 labels, all right? You hit execute. Do you want to continue? Yes. Print preview. And here are your labels. As you see, it tells you the batch, the filter element, unit of measure, which is your each assembly, so forth. But there are your labels, all right? Now let me highlight one of these. Boom. Actually, I'm gonna do it this way. All right. The next one you can use is ZLM55. Now this one you are gonna need a little more information, okay? So I suggest you export your mat sit and delete all the columns other than the material numbers, and you can input it right from there. I'm just going to use 01 500 4619. I'm going to hit execute. All right. And there is your label from ZLM55. So I hope this video was helpful. Like I said, make sure you check out the rest of the videos. Make sure you hit like or subscribe. We're getting ready to start our series on man hours and how to properly account for them. So stay tuned. And as always, go ordinance.